One of the most respected young coaches in football is Darrell Royal of Texas. After playing an All-American quarterback at Oklahoma, Royal served as assistant coach at 3 big colleges, then put in a year as a pro coach. He has had 3 college head coaching assignments, all of them successful. As a smart, aggressive teacher who believes in hard-nosed football, Royal has led Texas to new heights on the gridiron. Good tackling is a trademark of his teams. Here is Coach Royal.
75% of tackling is morale, desire, and courage. If a man likes to hit, the proper techniques can add the extra 25% to make a really effective tackler. We've all seen football games lost because of poor tackling like this, and slow motion shows why. Plenty of desire, but poor technique. You can waste a good offense if through poor tackling your defense has a hard time taking the ball away from the opposition. If you have a real hard-tackling defensive football team, nobody's going to embarrass you. You're going to be in every game you play if you're hard to move the ball on. You must have courage, you must have desire and morale. These are basic qualities of an effective tackler. Technique can add the 25% effectiveness you need to win. And good tackling technique starts with a good base. Feet should be about shoulder width apart. A good wide base plus short, choppy steps will keep you on good balance. As you are approaching the ball carrier, you don't want to overstride, to take too long a step. If your feet are too close together, you don't have proper balance. A ball carrier is not going to run straight into you. He is going to be throwing fakes at you, faking one way and going another. If you don't have a proper base, you'll lose it. With your feet wide spread, knees bent, back straight, and head up, you're in a hitting position. You can shift with the runner, and your solid base gives you a foundation for a driving tackle. You must have your head up in order to see the target that you're trying to tackle. 2, there's no way of having power unless your head is up. To keep the ball carrier from falling forward, you must hit on the rise, so to speak. Hit up in the numbers. Your head must be up so that you can follow through. Let's watch a heads-up tackle. One of the most common mistakes in tackling is putting your head down. You can't see your target, you have no driving power, and it stands to reason that your body is going straight into the ground. With your head down, you miss the tackle. If you tackle with your head and you should happen to be off target, you've got either shoulder to fall back on. Sometimes you get a bonus too. Your head's up, your headgear is placed squarely on the ball and the runner fumbles. This time he recovers, but not always. Locking your arms is an important part of a tackle. This is why they don't get away. Good contact, arms locked, and the runner goes down. You can get real fine contact and still not make the tackle. You can bounce him back, and he might bounce back as far as 2 or 3 yards, maintain his balance, and continue running. But if you lock your arms around him and then still have that same good contact and pull his body into yours, taking his legs away from him, that is when you have a good driving tackle. So far, we've covered 3 principles: good base, head up, and arms locked. Now let's talk about follow-through. The purpose of a good tackle is to stop the ball carrier in his tracks, to even drive him backwards if possible. This depends on follow-through with strong leg drive. When you don't follow through, the runner falls forward. In In slow motion, it's easy to see what happens. Although you have good contact, your lack of follow-through gives him extra yardage. Instead of being downed at this spot, the ball is grounded well upfield. This is giving away valuable yardage. If instead of chilling the ball carrier where you hit him, you allow him to fall forward, it costs you at least the length of his body. This much added yardage can give your opponent a first down. If you don't have follow-through, the ball carrier will, and he will fall forward. It's part of your job to eliminate this falling forward. Move your feet after you make contact. Chill him at the point of contact. A couple of actual game clips shows this technique in action. First, Texas against Alabama. Then from our game with Oklahoma. Good hot action in a game or on the practice field takes a lot of energy out of a player who's going all out. Ice-cold Coca-Cola is the best thing we've found to get that energy back. That's why we give Coke to our players in the Texas dressing room. The coaches like to be refreshed too. We use an expression from boating to describe another element of tackling, going across the bow. Whenever you approach a ball carrier at an angle, you tackle with your head across and in front of the runner. This serves two purposes. First, it gives you a broader hitting surface, more power for the tackle, and secondly, it turns the runner into your teammates in case you don't make the tackle. You see, everyone's defensive secondary forms a cut or a perimeter. It tries at all times to keep the ball carrier turned back towards the inside and in front of them. When you tackle across the bow, you at least turn the runner inside. If you miss the tackle, your teammates then get a shot at him. Of course, if the first contact is properly made and the tackler goes across the bow, you can chill the runner without any additional help. But look what can happen if you miss. If you haven't turned the runner to the inside, he takes off into the wide open spaces and you've got a foot race. In slow motion, let's watch the outside man, the halfback, as he goes behind and puts his head behind the ball carrier. When he misses, it's just a foot race between the ball carrier and the safety man. There's no defensive perimeter here. When you tackle across the bow, turning the runner to the inside if you miss, it's sort of like shooting fish in a barrel. He can't get out of the barrel, and your teammates just keep shooting until somebody gets him. Practice pays off in a game. This is the way we like to see a runner turn to the inside. This point is important enough to repeat. When you go across the bow with your head in front of the runner, you turn him inside if you miss. This allows your teammate to get a good shot at the runner. Finally, a word about gang tackling. We're opposed to piling on, but there's a big difference between that and gang tackling. When a ball carrier is still standing up, as long as the whistle is not blown and there is still a spot for you to put your headgear or shoulder pad in there, this is good, clean, hard, legal football. As long as a ball carrier is still standing up, a coach likes to see tacklers coming in from all angles. This is gang tackling.